Hey YouTube, Dan Otto here, coming at you with my fourth Kanto Cup team. So this team, I really wanted to just try Dragonair, and I know there's a ton of Charmers, but I want to try Dragonair because I know the Dragon Breath hit really hard and it has pretty okay coverage with the Aqua Tail, and I use Wrap, and it's decently bulky. So I really wanted to try it out. So I needed to pair it with two anti-Charmers, so I did Kanto Ninetales and um, Double Legacy Dugong, and I did pretty okay overall. Dragonair maybe isn't the best just because there are so many Charmers that you're really at a disadvantage. So tomorrow I'm going to run a triple anti-charm team. So let's just get into the battles today. I did decent because otherwise, outside of the charm, it has a lot of good sort of like neutral matchups. So for this example, this one, I saw Hypno on the lead like 5, 6 times today. So the good news is you get to the wrap pretty quickly, the Dragon Breath chunk a lot, and you can just shield up once and probably farm down. As long, but this was an ice punch. So in the other, I guess this was my first one with it, and I knew it could be an ice punch, but in my other ones, I start to shield. So out comes the Snorlax. I can, did I let this first one go? I let the first one go. Um, the Dugong is an interesting choice because it is somewhat bulky, so it can take a decent amount of damage. It's got the, if you double legacy it, it's got Ice Shard and Icy Wind that can do some pretty good chip damage on its own. And then it's got um, Water Pulse for some coverage. But what I've noticed is, and you're going to see in a later match, is that the Water Pulse does not hit that hard overall. So it is more defense weighted, so it's not too bad. It's an okay Pokemon. I probably wouldn't like recommend you go make one, but it probably will have play in certain cups. So, anyways, talking a lot, made some switches, down a shield, but loaded with my Ninetales, which is where I want to be because I can spam these weather balls and hopefully get to a overheat. But they did not shield, so I need to spam a second weather ball here. They're going to get off a Dark Pulse here. I just survive, and I'm going to come in with the, I'm going to get Snarl down here. I'm going to come in with the Dugong. I'm going to get off this Icy Wind, and then it's going to be a race between me and the Snorlax to take each other out. And luckily, because I'm thick enough, I'm able to Ice Shard it down before they are able to lick me down. So I didn't play that great. Like you saw multiple times, I over farmed. I had to shield moves that I shouldn't have to. I lost CMP ties because I couldn't count properly. So not the greatest uh, match there, but I won. So this match, terrible lead. I got to switch out into my Ninetales, which is a hard counter to it. I'm going to shield this up because the Mew knows Surf. Luckily, Ninetales with energy advantage is strong. So I've got back-to-back weather balls here. I'm going to throw this and then immediately throw the second one. At this point, I know I need to commit 2 shields because there is no way I can have my Dragonair face that Alolan Sandslash because I would just get shredded. So I'm fine shielding and fire spinning this down. So I will have some energy coming out of this, plus I can align. So the bad news is a Marowak comes in. So I immediately bank that move and come in with my Dugong because if their Sandslash comes back in, at least my Dugong can do neutral with it. So the bad news is they had Fire Blast here, so I was not expecting that. So they just almost one-shotted me. They do shield it up. I'm trying to get to the Water Pulse, realize I'm not going to get there, so I'm just going to throw the second Icy Wind to really lower their attack. So because I lowered their attack twice, I'm going to come in with the Dragonair, I think probably, because I'm loaded on the Ninetales and I don't want to lose that energy. And my Dragonair is useless against the Sandslash. So they come with their Sandslash to try and take that out. Meanwhile, I'm loaded here, so I'm able to one-shot this, and then I can get to another one if they don't throw, which is great because now I force them to throw, burn some of that energy. So even if they have some energy left here, they don't have anything that will one-shot my Dragonair. So I can get to the is it a Aqua Tail? I can get to the Aqua Tail before and take them out. So able to maneuver around that rough lead and take the win. So again, Dragonair is weak to Charm and is weak to Ice, and there is a decent amount of both in this. So I don't know if you want to play with it here, but it is good for certain cups. So out comes a Raticate, and the good news here is we get to the charge move at the same time, but the Dragon Breath do obviously chunk a lot more here. So I'm gonna get this wrap off. I should maybe go with Dragon Pulse, just have something that actually hits much harder, because these wraps don't do much either. But I'm able to get that wrap off and farm down here. So I'm going to come out with some energy advantage. I look at the top right and see that a Charmer. So I immediately switch into Dugong. Get a little ahead on energy, which is good, because now coming with a hard punishment champ. Not a hard punish, but it's super effective against me. So I'm at least going to lower its attack once and force them to throw, or else I would have got to a second Icy Wind here. So the good news is, because my Dragonair is useless, I can maybe come back in, and throw, yep, perfect, and throw the move. This will grab either the second shield or take it out. So grab the second shield. I can now have a Wigglytuff with no shields left against my Ninetales. So they did get both moves off here, which is impressive, but it will not matter because I have two shields, shield both, and this Wigglytuff is not going to get to a charge move before I get to my Overheat, because the charms are resisted. They don't do much to me either. So this is going to one-shot the Wigglytuff. See you later, charm. And there goes the Machamp. So in my team tomorrow, Ninetales will definitely be on the team, because it is a great counter to charm users. Again, Hypno on the lead. I'm pretty sure this one I am going to shield up. So it is a losing matchup against Hypno, but if you shield up correctly, you can take it by using a shield. So I'm shielding. It is just a Thunder Punch bait, which sucks, because the Thunder Punch won't do much to me. Because that first one was a Thunder Punch bait, I expect this one to be a Thunder Punch and not do much to me here. So I want to try and Dragon Breath down. I realize too late that I won't be able to. So now I have to throw some energy. So this is not a great position. Luckily, it is a Marowak coming out, so I can get this off to burn a shield or do pretty good damage here. So they shield. That's okay. So now we're even shields. They are loaded, but I'm going to come with the Dugong and try and get to the Water Pulse here. Let's see, does this have Fire Blast too? It does have Fire Blast. So there's a second Fire Blast. I'm seeing a lot more Mucks run the Fire Blast. And now comes the Raticate. So the Raticate is going to be tough here, because it is pretty bulky that it can take a couple of these moves if I just do Weather Ball. So I decided to go straight for the Overheat, but I farmed up way too much. So now that I threw the Overheat, they end up shielding because they're at a move too. So I decide to let this go and just hope that I can farm down and come out loaded with my Dragonair to try and get some Water Pulses off. Not my Dugong, to get some Water Pulses off. Realize I can't counter down, so I need to throw here. Still doesn't take it out, so because the move is weak, plus Raticate's somewhat thick. So I gotta shield this up. The good news is I should be able to get back to a Water Pulse here. And I do. And this is where I was really disappointed, because the Water Pulse, super effective, does 50% of the damage. Like, that's not, if you're throwing a super effective attack and it only does 50%, that's not good. So that was disappointing from the Dugong there, but not much you can do. So doesn't matter if this is Charm or Snow, this is a terrible lead. So I gotta get out of there immediately. And they switch into a Clefable, which is interesting. So immediately, if they switch into a Clefable, they're running double Charm. Most likely. Which means, and again, I messed up there too. I should have just thrown the Icy Wind. So I'm thinking that I need to keep, I wouldn't even keep alignment. I just need to, because if it's a triple Charm team, Ace double Charm, I'm in big trouble because my Dragonair has no play. But it wasn't a triple Charm team. I remember now. It was a Muck, right? well, here comes a Ninetales, so I'm going to try and go for the Water Pulse here. If this Dazzling Gleam, I'm fine letting it go because I now have alignment with my Ninetales on the um, here. Oh yeah, it's a Rhyhorn, right. This is a spicy pick. I have not seen a Rhyhorn in this cup. And after taking it down here, I do not suggest you use one. It's pretty slow charging, and they only had Stomp. They threw Stomp here, and they threw Stomp on my Ninetales. I don't know what the moves for Rhyhorn are, so I'm able to survive that. I got one shield. I'm now going to get the second shield here, and a couple more Dragon Breaths. So now I just need to take this out. So I'm going to spend the shield here and take this out because anything that the Alakazam Ninetales throws at me is not going to affect me. So throw the Weather Ball here, take this out, and then I will have an easy matchup here that no matter what they throw at me, I'm going to survive because both Ice and Charm are resisted. And there's just a Weather Ball that does nothing. Get my own Weather Ball off and take this out. So I really like the Ninetales. Obviously, I use it a lot. I use the Overheat a lot. There are definitely times when having 2 fire moves kills me, but I enjoy the nuke. So this is one. Okay, so if they switch immediately into here, maybe this was double charm, but end up being the Marowak. We will see. I don't remember all these matches today. So smart to throw the Icy Wind here. I think they get to move here, so I shield, and then at this point I realize Charm is already 1 attack lower. I can probably just farm down at this point and come out loaded for whatever comes in here. Because if the Marrow comes in, I can throw the water and have my Dragonair aligned. If something else comes in, which I think... Okay, so the Marrow comes in, so I'm going to throw this Water Pulse. Perfect. They're either going to grab a shield or they let it go and does decent damage. And there it is. But again, 50% damage is not a great, super effective move. So I'm going to get to the Icy Wind. They do not shield, so they are going to go 2 shields in the back with whatever they have. I'm going to come with the Dragonair, and out comes what I expected, the second Charmer. The good news is the Ninetales is a extremely spammy, hard-hitting counter to your Charm users. So got the 1 off. I'm going to get the second one off here. I'm going to shield here because I can get the second one off and get the third one off as well. And I think they realized that. Is this one where they quit? Because I think they shield and then quit, if I remember. Because I can go for the third one and they just quit. Because I would be able to Weather Ball that, and then I would have a fully loaded, not loaded, but a full health Dragonair for their half health Marowak. So it was over at that point. Another Hypno lead. Hypnos are everywhere. I guess it makes sense because it's such a hard-hitting Pokemon. Wide coverage, not a ton of counters, and easily accessible. So this time I went Aqua Tail. I believe, do I shield this one up or do I let this go? I shield up Shadow Ball, which is great. They come in with their own Dugong. So I come in with my Ninetales because Dugong is half water, but it's half ice. So it takes neutral damage. And the Ice Shards and Icy Wind is not going to do anything to my Ninetales. So they need to throw a Water Pulse. So they don't shield, and they do throw the Water Pulse. So that sucks. So now I can get to this and take this out or grab 1 shield, but at this point the damage is done because I'm low on health. I can't... So my thought process is I'm just going to sack the Dragonair at this point. Oh, my thought process was I was loaded here. Maybe this will take it out that I will either grab a shield or burn their energy. And it did not grab a shield, and I did burn the energy, but at this point I'm now even on shields, but I have to take a 2 Pokemon, and it's a Poliwrath. So this game is over because Poliwrath knows Dynamic Punch, which will easily one-shot the... I don't know if it one-shots, but it's going to be pretty close to one-shotting a Dugong. And they come with the Hypno just to reset the attack debuff, which is a smart play. I'm going to let this Thunder Punch go because the only thing that I'm really worried about is the Dynamic Punch from the Poliwrath. Is it Poliwrath or Poliwhirl? Poliwrath. But at this point they have almost 2 loaded, so I shield up the first one, but they have a second one that I do throw to lower the attack, thinking, hey, maybe if I lower the attack, it won't hurt as much. Yeah, it hurts as much, especially a dynamic punch from an otherwise attack weighted Pokemon. So down goes that. So that's too bad, but I really like that team actually. It's a double water team, but it's only like half water because it's ice, water, ice, and water fighting. So double coverage. I like that team actually. So Alakazam on the lead. I have no idea. Looks like it's a counter. I have no idea what the counts are. I have no idea what the moves are. So I shield this up. Unfortunately, it's just a fire punch, so that hurts. That's just a waste of a shield. I'm going to get this off. They let it go because the damage is done. I wasted a shield already. So out comes their own Dragonair, and I don't like this play here because we're going to be doing super effective against each other. So I'm going to lower your attack a lot. Like your health a lot. You're already in the yellow, and I got a shield. So now I can come with a Dugong. I'm only going to need a couple Icy Winds. Even if they have Dragon Pulse here, which they do, it's not going to do a ton to me. And out comes a Beedrill, which is going to take super effective from the ice. So I throw this Icy Wind, that make them think this is the most effective move they're going to see. Meanwhile, I have a Kanto Ninetales in the back to do super effective here. I shield this up because I was worried about a Drill Run, which would be super effective. I do get to the move before them, take them out, and then I should be able to take out what's remaining on their Dragonair, which is not much. Yeah, so they quit. So I think I have one more battle here. And what do we have on the lead? Is it a Hypno? No, it's a Dugong. So this is a terrible matchup. I got to get out immediately, and I go into my own Dugong. There's an option here that I could have gone into the Ninetales, but they already had an energy, so I didn't want to play that game. So I come in with my Dugong, and then they come in with their Venusaur, which I think this is the one where they had Muck. So I don't know if it was just a misclick or they wanted to save their Muck, because now they have to shield up. They shield up the one Icy Wind. I'm going to get the second Icy Wind off here, which they let go. So at this point, I'm up a shield. I am worried that a Frenzy Plant, even though lowered, may take me out. So I'm going to shield this and come out loaded with energy here. So I flip the match with the Dugong, come out loaded energy. Out comes, I think, the Muck, if I remember. Yeah, so now I could just throw a couple Icy Winds at this. I'm going to have the Dragonair, who will do pretty okay against this, and then I can align my Ninetales for their, what was it at the front? A Ninetales or a Sandslash? Ninetales, I think. So I got two Icy Winds off here because their attack is lowered. I'm going to get the second one off. I think, do they farm down here? Or do I get a third one off? No, they try and switch and catch on their Dugong, which is fine. They do. But that just lowers their attack. So now I can come in with my... Oh, yeah. It's the Dugong. So I still need to watch out for the Water Pulse. At this point, their attack is lowered. So I'm thinking that I can do enough damage with the Weather Balls and survive a Water Pulse that I don't need to shield and save the shields for the Dragonair in the back. I'm going to get the one off here. They let it go. I'm going to go back to back here, get the second one off. They're going to need to shield or be taken down. They decide to shield. So I'm going to get a couple more fire spins off. At this point, I think I let it go because even if they do a couple ice shards to my Dragonair, it won't be enough. Oh, and they come in with the Muck to try and snipe me, but I'm ready with the Weather Ball to take this out. And now I'll just come with the Dragonair because the Dragon Breaths will be enough to take this out. Because the Dragon Breaths do hurt. So Dragonair is a good Pokemon, just not for this meta with all the Charmers and the Ice. So that's the team. One more team. I'm going to do one more team tomorrow. Triple anti-charm team for tomorrow. And then Sunday, I plan on giving you options for teams to use in the Great League, starting with the new Season 8 on Monday. So I will see you guys in the next video.